السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله علي الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وسندنا وأعلانا وأولانا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy. Arabic Grammar Made Easy. Lesson number 67. رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. In this lesson we're going to learn and understand مضاعف. What is مضاعف? We'll just go through it in a minute. تقسيم الفعل, the types of فعل in terms of having a weak letter in a root letter. There are few letters in Arabic language as such that if they are part of the root letters of a verb, the verb is considered weak. When a verb is weak, a set of rules must be applied in order to change it so that it is no longer considered weak. These letters are the presence of a weak letter, waw or ya. The waw and ya are called harful illah. So waw is a harful illah and ya is a harful illah. There's another letter, alif, is also added, harful illah. But alif will never be one of the root letters. And so alif is also called harful illah. So there are three harful illah: alif, waw, ya. But harful illah in the root letter can only be waw and ya. Alif will never be a root letter. Okay, so remember this. Waw and ya are called harful illah. The fi'l is of two types in terms of weak letters: sahihun and mu'tallun. Sahih is of three types: salimun, mahmuzun, and mudha'afun. Mu'tal is of four types: mithalun, ajwafun, naqisun, and lafifun. Sahih, three types: salimun, mahmuzun, mudha'afun. Mu'tal, four types: mithalun, ajwafun, naqisun, lafifun. So what do they mean? We went through salimun and mahmuzun in the last lesson. Salimun, no duplication of letters, no hamza in the root letters, no harful illah in the root letters. Mahmuzun, hamza anywhere in the root letters. If the hamza is in place of fa'ul kalima, that is called mahmuzul fa. And if hamza is in place of ayn, it is called mahmuzul ayn. And if hamza is in place of lam, it's called Mahmuzul Lam. We have learned the rules of Mahmuz. There is no rule for Mahmuzul Ayn or Mahmuzul Lam. It is only the rule for Mahmuzul Fa. And we've seen in Fal Madi and Fal Mudari, there's only one sigha, and that is of Al-Fal Al-Mudari. One sigha, which is Mufrad Mutakallim, Af'alu. Mufrad Mutakallim, Af'alu. This is only the change happens. The rule is whenever two Hamza occurs together in such a way that first Hamza is mutaharrik, second Hamza is sakin. So the second Hamza will change into one of the huruful illa, alif, waw or ya, according to the haraka before it. Then we saw that in Mufrad Mutakallim Mudari Sigha, the first Hamza Mutaharrik always will have a Fatha. So the Sakin Hamza will change into Alif, and when Alif comes we stretch. So two Alif is now written together, one Alif is written and there is a mad on top. So that was Mahmuz. Today we're going to learn Mudha'afun, which is the type of Sahih. So these are the meaning of all this. Salim means no Hamza, no duplication of letters, no weak letters. Number two, Mahmuz, Hamza anywhere in the root letters. Alhamdulillah, we have done this too. Now today we're going to learn Mudha'afun. Number three, Ainul Kalima and Lamul Kalima are the same. Example, you can say Ta, Ba, Ba. So first Ba is in place of Ain, which is Ainul Kalima, and the last Ba is in place of Lam, which is called Lamul Kalima. Next example, Fa, Ra, Ra. So we have the same letter in Ainul Kalima and in Lamul Kalima. So let's go through the others as well. Number four, Mithal. What is Mithal? Fa'ul Kalima is a weak letter, Waw or Ya. Ajwaf, Ainul Kalima is a weak letter, Waw or Ya. Naqis, Lamul Kalima is a weak letter, Waw or Ya. Lafif, two weak letters in the root letters. So today we're going to learn number three, which is the type of Sahih, because there is no Hamza in the root letters, there is no duplication of there is no weak letters, but duplication. So whenever we see a duplication letter, especially in place of Ain and Lam, it is called Mudha'af. Mudha'af. If the Ainul Kalima and the Lamul Kalima are the same letters, it's called Mudha'afun. Some more information about this. The Mudha'af comes from Bab Nasara, Bab Daraba, and Bab Sami'a. Mostly from Bab Nasara. Okay, so Mudha'af comes from only these three Babs. Mudha'af does not come from Bab Fataha, Bab Hasiba, and Bab Karuma. Mostly you'll see is from Bab Nasara. There's some fail that comes from Bab Daraba and some from Bab Samia. The rules of Mudha'af. There are two rules for Mudha'af. When Lamul Kalima and Ainul Kalima are mutaharrik, and ما قبل عين الكلمة means before عين الكلمة, the letter before عين الكلمة. If it is ثلاثي مجرد, only three root letters, so ما قبل عين الكلمة will be the فاء الكلمة. Okay, so if it's ثلاثي مجرد, it is the فاء كلمة. But if it's the ثلاثي مزيد فيه, not necessarily it has to be the فاء كلمة, no. So this is how we say قبل عين الكلمة, whatever ثلاثي مجرد or ثلاثي مزيد فيه. Just say ما قبل عين الكلمة. So rule number one, when لام الكلمة and عين الكلمة are متحرك and the ما قبل عين الكلمة also متحرك, then عين الكلمة will be made ساكن. عين الكلمة will be made ساكن, and then both the letters will be merged. Do إدغام. Rule number two, when لام الكلمة and عين الكلمة are متحرك and ما قبل عين الكلمة is ساكن. The first rule was ما قبل عين الكلمة متحرك. Second rule is ما قبل عين الكلمة is ساكن. The حركة of the عين الكلمة will be transferred to the ما قبل عين الكلمة. So to give it a حركة, because ما قبل عين الكلمة will be ساكن, so the rule is the حركة of عين الكلمة will be transferred to ما قبل عين الكلمة. Now the عين الكلمة will become ساكن, then we apply the first rule, then both the letters will be merged. All right. Now we know the 14 forms of al-fi'l al-madi. Just be mentally prepared on what sigas the lamul kalima is mutaharrik. We all know the ainul kalima is always mutaharrik, either fatha or kasra or dhamma. Now mentally prepared on what sigas the lamul kalima is mutaharrik, because some sigas the lamul kalima is not mutaharrik. Lamul kalima will be sakin in fi'l al-madi. So start from the jama muannas ghaib, fa'alna. So whenever we add noon and niswa, the lam kalima is sakin. Whenever we add ta'ul fa'il, fa'alta, fa'al, lam kalima is sakin. Fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu. Okay, so lam kalima is sakin. And whenever we add na al fa'ilin, also the lam kalima is sakin. It is the 5 sigas of al-fi'l al-madi ghaib. The lam kalima is mutaharrik. So now we know the mudaf rule is only applied first 5 sigas of fi'l al-madi. The rest of the sigas, no, we don't apply the rules, because lam kalima will be sakin. So when lam kalima is mutaharrik, that is the condition. What about in fi'l al-mudari? فعل المضارع. When do we do إعراب فعل مضارع is ساكن لام الكلمة. we say مبني على السكون. الفعل المضارع مبني على السكون. when there's only two sigas لاتصاله بنون النسوة. So in فعل مضارع only two sigas. The جمع مؤنث غائب صيغة باتصال بنون النسوة, and number two جمع مؤنث مخاطبة لاتصاله بنون النسوة. So in فعل مضارع only two sigas. The لام كلمة is ساكن. So in فعل مضارع we apply the rule in all the sigas except for the two مؤنث sigas. Okay, so let's go through the rule again. when لام الكلمة عين الكلمة المتحرك and ما قبل عين الكلمة also متحرك, the عين الكلمة will be made ساكن and both the letters will be merged. Number two, لام الكلمة عين الكلمة المتحرك and ما قبل عين الكلمة الساكن, the حركة of the عين الكلمة will be transferred to ما قبل عين الكلمة and then both the letters will be merged. When we apply the rules in the sigas, it will be more clear inshallah. So there are some root letters of مضاعف. Okay, مضاعف. I'll correct that in a minute. So first one is صاد دال دال from باب نصر. So نصر ينصر. So if we keep forgetting to change. Okay, so since we are here, we change it. مضاعف. Okay, don't be confused with مضاف. مضاف and مضاف إليه we did in the اسم. This is مضاعف with the عين. In مضاف there is no عين there, but over here there is a عين, the مضاعف. So we have صاد دال دال on the scale of نصر will be صاد دا دا صاد دا. فالمضارع ينصر يسدد يسدد. Now we need to apply the rule. لام كلمة متحرك, لام كلمة متحرك, عين الكلمة متحرك, ما قبل عين الكلمة also متحرك. عين الكلمة will be made ساكن. Okay, so becomes صد دا صد دا. Now we have to merge these two. We merge and صد صد. Next, لام الكلمة متحرك, عين الكلمة متحرك, ما قبل عين الكلمة ساكن. So عين الكلمة will transfer حركات to ما قبل. So what is the حركة on the عين الكلمة? ضمة. So it will transfer to ما قبل. يسود, and this عين الكلمة, obvious there is no حركة there, that means it is a ساكن. So يسود do. Then we merge both of the letters. يصد صد يصد صد يصد. So if we just conjugate the normal way, صدد فعل ماضي صدد صدد صددوا صددت صددتا. So 5 sigas of فعل ماضي. The عين الكلمة and the لام الكلمة is متحرك. So you apply the first rule in first 5 sigas of فعل الماضي. Rule number 2 we apply in all of the sigas of فعل المضارع except to جمع مؤنث. So now the فعل is ready. صد يصد. So from here صد we can conjugate the 5 first sigas. صد صد صدوا صدت صدتا. From next all the way the original, okay, because the لام الكلمة will be ساكن. صددنا صددتا صددتما صددتم صددتي صددتما صددتن صددتو صددنا. So we'll see when we do فعل ماضي. It means to turn away. Next را دال دال from باب نصر ينصر. So را دا دا ردد. Oops. ردد فعل مضارع يردو يردد. Exactly same rule apply. لام الكلمة متحرك عين الكلمة متحرك ما قبل عين الكلمة متحرك. So عين الكلمة become ساكن and then merge to both of the letters. رد مضارع لام الكلمة متحرك عين الكلمة متحرك ما قبل عين الكلمة ساكن. عين الكلمة will transfer حركة ما قبل and then both of the letters will be merged. يرد. So رد يرد رد يرد means to return something back, to return back, not to return as an action. That will be رجع يرجع, to come back, to return. But رد يرد means to return something back. Next, قاف صاد صاد from باب نصر. Apply the rule easily. We can say it. قص قص مضارع exactly the same. يرد يقص. قص يقص means to narrate. Next, ضاد را را. Can make the file straight away. ضر ضر. So on the scale of يقص يضر ضر يضر ضر يضر means to harm. Next, mim sin sin is from Bab Samia. Let's do that. So sa mi a ma si sa masisa. مضارع يسمع يمسس مسس يمسس. Let's apply the rule. لام الكلمة متحرك، عين الكلمة متحرك، ما قبل عين الكلمة متحرك. عين الكلمة becomes sakin letter, and then we merge both the letter becomes massa. massa. إن فعل مضارع لام الكلمة متحرك، عين الكلمة متحرك، ما قبل عين الكلمة ساكن. Rule number 2. عين الكلمة will transfer حركة ما قبل, so it's transferring, which is the فتحة, becomes يمس. So then both of the letters will be merged. يمس. So مس يمس. مس يمس. So in فعل ماضي first 5 sigas will be from massa. Massa, massa, massu, massat, massata. And from the next siga, jama muannas ghaiba, because noon and niswa is attached, it will become from the original masisna. Remember the ayn kalima is kasra because sami'a. Masisna. So masista, masistuma, masistum, masisti, masistuma, masistunna, masistu, masisna. In fa'al mudari, all the sigas will be made from this siga, yamassu, except for 2 jama muannas. When we come to jama muannas, it will be from the original letters, because the lamul kalima will be not mutaharrik, will be sakin. So let's do that. Yamassu, yamassani, yamassuna. Tamassu, tamassani, yamsasna. Yamsasna. The 2 sin will come back. Tamassu, tamassani, tamassuna, tamassina, tamassani, tamsasna. Amassu, namassu. So massa yamassu means to touch. Next, ha lam lam from bab daraba. So let's do that as well. Ha la la halala. Daraba yadribu yahlilu halala yahlilu. First rule apply in fa'al madi. Lam kalima mutaharrik, ainul kalima mutaharrik, ma qabla ainul kalima also mutaharrik. Ainul kalima becomes sakin, and then both of the letters are merged. Halla, halla, halla. Yahlilu, rule number 2. Lamul kalima mutaharrik, ainul kalima mutaharrik, ما قبل عين الكلمة ساكن. عين الكلمة transfers حركة ما قبل, which is the kasra, and then both the duplication of the letters or double the letters will become merged. يحل, هلا يحل, هلا يحل. To be lawful, to be halal. Halla yahillu, to be lawful, not to make lawful. To make something lawful, that is another fi'l which comes from thulathi mazidun fi. Ahalla yuhillu, ahalla yuhillu. Over there the hamza is added with the root letters. That's why it's called thulathi mazidun fi. But thulathi mujarrad is halla yahillu, be lawful. So that is أي فعل لازم. فعل أي فعل لازم. حل يحل. Okay, so these are the root letters. We made فعل الماضي, الفعل المضارع, applying the rules we have learned. What is the rule? For مضاعف, there's only two rules. Rule number 1, لام الكلمة متحرك, عين الكلمة متحرك, ما قبل عين الكلمة متحرك. عين الكلمة becomes ساكن, and then merge عين الكلمة and لام الكلمة together. Rule number 2, لام الكلمة متحرك, عين الكلمة متحرك. The letter before عين الكلمة, which is called ما قبل عين الكلمة, ساكن. عين الكلمة transfers حركة to ما قبل, and then both the letters merges. Okay, understood? Got it? Okay, can anyone tell me rule number 1 of مضاعف? Rule number 1. صدد يسدد. Comes from باب نصر, so صدد يسدد. I can write rule number 1. Remember, rule number 1 is only applied in الفعل الماضي and only the first 5 sigas. That means غائب 5 sigas. مذكر غائب, مفرد مذكر غائب, مثنى مذكر غائب, جمع مذكر غائب. Number 4, مؤنث مفرد مؤنث غائبة, and مثنى مؤنث غائبة. Because in these 5 sigas, the لام الكلمة is متحرك, and the rest of the sigas, this rule is not applied because لام الكلمة is ساكن. Okay, لام كلمة and عين كلمة متحرك, ما قبل also متحرك, and it's merged. Yeah, what is merged? Okay, we know the عين الكلمة and the لام الكلمة merged. Okay, because those are the 2 letters. Okay, rule number 2. صدد يسدد. So rule number 2 is only applied in فعل المضارع, almost in all of the sigas except the 2 sigas of جمع مؤنث. يسدد, or take any. يردد, يقصص, يضرر, يمسس, يحلل. Shortcut. MashaAllah. Ain kalima made sakin, then it's merged. Yeah, but what is the rule? Okay, yes, we know the rule, MashaAllah. Rule number 1 and rule number 2 is almost the same, but rule number 1 is ما قبل عين كلمة متحرك. Rule number 2, ما قبل عين كلمة ساكن. That's only the difference is. In the rule number 2, the harak of the ayn kalima will be transferred to the ma qabal. Yeah, okay, well done. Right, let's look at the sigas of fi'l al-madi. Okay, I give you one root letter or root letters, 3 root letters. You make the fi'l. Ta, ba, ba. It's from Bab Nasara. Ta, ba, ba. All we need to do is, if we don't know the rules from before, just have to practice with a few root letters, and once we know how to do it, so next time we can do in our head, like ta ba ba from Bab Nasara, do in our head and make the fi'l straight away. So what will be the fi'l madi and fi'l mudari from the root letters ta ba ba from Bab Nasara? So we've done radda yaruddu. Just follow the radda yaruddu. Qassa yaqussu, because these are all from Bab Nasara. Yeah, well done. Okay, so let's go through this fi'l. Tabba. After applying the rules, the fi'l becomes tabba. Muthanna mudhakkar ghaib. Just need to add the alif al-ithnain. Tabba. Then jama, we need to add the waw al-jama'a. Tabbu. Yeah? Tabba tabba tabbu. The muannas tabbat, we need to make it a muannas with the ta sakina. Tabbat. Then tabbata. So the rule is applied in only these 5 sigas, because the next ta, ba, so it will be nasarna. So the lam kalima is sakin. So the rule, to apply the rule, the lam kalima must be mutaharrik. Over here the lam kalima is sakin, so no rule is applied the normal way. Tababna. Tababna. Let's copy that. So we've got 6 sigas of fi'l al-madi. Tabba, tabba, tabbu, تبت تبتا تببنا. Next 6 صيغة of مخاطب مذكر first. تبابت تبابت تبابتما تبابتم تبابتي تبابتما تبابتن. These are the 6 figures of مخاطب of فعل الماضي. تبابت تبابتما تبابتم تبابتي تبابتما تبابتن. Because all these have ta al-fa'ilin attached. So the lam kalima is sakin. For mutakallim mufrad tababtu. For jama tababna. Okay. Sometimes we don't use all the sigas of a fail because we mostly read the Quran, don't we? We don't find all of the sigas in the Quran from a verb. Sometimes we may find 1 or 2. For example, from this verb, tabba, we only find one place in the Quran, tabba, which is tabbat, the mufrad muannas ghaiba form of it. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. Okay, 2 times here. Some other fails we see sometime we'll see more than 1 or 2. For example, the radda in Surah Tin, ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين. So رددنا, because it's jama mutakallim, the nun al-fa'ilin is attached, so the lamul kalima is sakin. That's why we say radadana. Qassa yaqussu in Surah Yusuf, nahnu naqussu alayka. Nahnu naqussu. We'll see that as well. Massa yamassu, that fail we see in the Quran more often. Just thinking of an ayah. Lam tamassana an-naru. Lam tamassana an-naru. Okay, so we got this. Let's look at the fail al-mudari sigas. Let's take another verb. Let's take radda, yaruddu. So we've got yaruddu. All we have to do is add the alif al-ithnain and nun can start to make it muthanna. Yaruddani, jama, we add wawul jama'a, the nun fatha to make it jama. Yarudduna. For muannas, ترد مثنى, add the ألف الاثنين as the فاعل and نون كسرة for the مثنى. تردان or جمع مؤنث, it is only the one of the two sigas that rule is not applied, so we'll see both of the letters. يرددن. So let's go through these 6 sigas again. يرد, يردان, يردون, ترد, تردان, يرددن. For مخاطب sigas, ترد, تردان, تردون. مفرد مؤنث مخاطبة, تردين, because the ya is the fa'il, and تردان for jama, because the noon and niswa is attached, here no rule is applied, so it will be ترددن. So 6 sigas of مخاطب, ترد, تردان, تردون, تردين, تردان, ترددن. For مفرد متكلم, أرد, جمع متكلم, نرد. أرد, نرد. Okay, so these are the sigas of al-fi'l al-mudari. So we went through the 14 sigas of al-fi'l al-madi, we went through the 14 sigas of al-fi'l al-mudari. Take some root letters where the lamul kalima, ainul kalima is the same letters, which is mudaf. Apply the 2 rules. Mudaf has 2 rules. Number 1, لام الكلمة متحرك, عين الكلمة متحرك, ما قبل عين الكلمة متحرك. عين الكلمة becomes ساكن, then merge لام كلمة and عين كلمة together. Rule number 2, لام كلمة متحرك, عين كلمة متحرك, ما قبل عين كلمة ساكن, عين الكلمة transfers حركة ما قبل, and then merge عين كلمة and لام كلمة together. The rule number 1 is applied in al-fi'l al-madi, only the first 5 sigas. Rule number 2 is applied all of the sigas in fi'l mudari except 2 jama muannas. Okay, so this is the end of lesson 67. It's not that hard, very straightforward rule. Just practice few times, then inshallah you will remember. Once you practice, then you don't need to remember the rule, just follow the same sigas. Once you've made radda yaruddu, you know from what bab is it, radda yaruddu, and then do all the forms. Just to know these rules, we're just going through, because when in the Quran we see radadana, and sometimes we say radda, Why is radda only one dal? And when is radadana, why is two dals? Now we know why. Because the rule is applied in radda and the rule is not applied in radadana. So we'll see you in the next lesson. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.